Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Well, we are on quite the streak right now, aren't we, with these last couple of runs. I was going to do a greed run today, but I just want to see if the momentum can continue here. I'm recording on a new day, but I'm still waiting for the like streak to update. Thank you all so much for all the support here. We are on our way for the Draw from Memory Challenge, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And also, here's your meme of the day. Every time it happens, it's almost like clip farming here, except for mosh pit memes. This one coming in once again from Prestigious Turn 268. Tyler was Sin remembering Lost Soul Buddy one entire episode later. And then in the thread they said reactions may have been grossly exaggerated. Lost Soul Buddy! I don't know what happened in my brain that made me remember all of a sudden that I missed it an episode before, and that was on a different day too, I think. C-Day, oh man. C-Day is going to be Bravo, Romeo, Mike, Quebec, 3-3, Charlie, Alpha. We need to be careful of a troll bomb here. Okay. So we got the red key. We got the red key, the Locust of War, Hangman. But we do have a decent tiers rate. Pardon me. I don't like the way you're moving. This is a champion, by the way. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we could have easily died there. We were like half a step away from death. Yeah, obviously we got to be careful with our HP here. Our shot speed is actually way too high, as you just saw right there, as that blue champion was just bouncing all over the place. So it's always a little bit more intense whenever we have a 1 HP start here. I mean, I have to dial in. I've not warmed up today. This is the first Isaac run I'm recording, and probably the only one I'm going to be recording today. Obviously, with the Mega Bonk videos getting a little longer than I'd like, it's just requiring more and more to do them, and it puts a strain after a while. You know, I've done this for many years now, and even then, it's still challenging whenever I've got really long videos back to back, and then if we're doing a dual series, we have to. It's even harder sometimes. I gotta let my voice rest, man, because I also I don't just not talk for the rest of the day. I also stream, of course. I also talk to people. I know it's kind of difficult to understand. I am going to use a bomb here since we did get one from the Balks, and we're going to get Aya Belial in our ultra secret room to start off with. And hold on to your butts. Here we go again, Mosh Pit. It's looking pretty good for a start here. Secret room's not there. I was going to go there for a second, then I realized that was a skinny room, so it might actually be above the cursed room. No, it's not there. How do I know it's not there? Well, because there's a poop pile that blocks where the spawn was. Now, this is obviously the ultra secret room right here. I say obviously because there's no red door there. And look at this. We get a mega chest with a golden key in it. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, don't mind if I do. That's real nice. And that 14 cents too. Good lord. I got to go back to the shop because I've already forgotten what was in here. I think the secret room is actually right there. Yeah, we're gonna stick with the red key. If you are good at finding the ultra secret room, the red key is invaluable. The red key can also, of course, open up other fun just shops and devil deals and all kinds of stuff. So really quickly, I'm going to pause so you can look at this. I do want to try to make boss rush, obviously. But if you're wondering how did I know that was the first door that I tried for the red key? How did I know that it was going to be there? I didn't really know, but that's the largest. The tab key still works even if you're paused. I didn't know that. That's still the highest percentage spot that we could have opened a red door to be connected to the ultra secret room. Now, what makes me say that? Because it meets all the requirements for a very, very high likelihood of being attached to the ultra secret room. First requirement: it's diagonal on the map. It's either northeast, southwest, southeast, northwest. It's one of those diagonal. For some odd reason, the game likes to generate them on the diagonals, axes of the map. It's not always the case, but most of the time it is. Secondly, there's a gap in between not one but two special rooms. So the shop and the item room, they are separated by a gap that did have a red door. How do we know that? Well, that's the third one. As long as you have either the cracked key or the red key, if you see a red door that bridges the gap between two special rooms, especially on the corners of the map, you're most likely going to be dealing with the ultra secret room. So hopefully that helps out. Again, these are not absolute rules. As with everything in Isaac, there's just you never know if Isaac decides to obey its rules or not. Sometimes it does, most of the time it doesn't. Wow, we even get a silver dollar, which is going to generate it's going to give us a shop when we go to the womb. I don't know if we're going to hold on to it by then, but we might. You never know. I don't know. So we've already kind of stabilized here in this run, which is great. And our base stats are pretty good. Aya Belial is really going to help us out with clearing early game riffraff here. We're going to get another key and another soul heart, which a couple keys in soul heart I'm totally fine with. I think it is in our best interest to at least go snooping around for another red door that we can kind of, I don't know, just take a peek in. There is a full charge that's half price inside the shop, and I wouldn't mind taking that. Let's see what's in here. Whole lot of nothing. Broken glasses. I'd rather have the silver dollar. So if you do go out of the map, out of bounds on the map, it will eventually guarantee that it takes you to the I Am Error room. And most of the time you can just explore the map without really having to worry about that. But occasionally you do have to kind of contend with not knowing if you're going towards the edge of the world or not. And then if you do so, you go into an inescapable I Am Error room, and then that's that. So I'm only doing this because we have the Hangman card. I wanted to see if there was going to be some red chests in here. There's not, but it would have been nice with the way that. Ooh, Ghost Goblin is very good. With the way that everything has been going this week and this month, really, with the exception of one run or maybe two, I figured why not? It's worth it for us to at least check to see if there is a red chest spawn in there to maybe get an early guppy item or maybe get a devil deal item. For our first guaranteed devil deal. So very long first floor, but definitely worth it. We're going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from RCCCL or I'm not sure, 1034. We say, question of the episode, I found myself saying, by God, whenever I come across Pin after watching it for years, why did you start doing so? This is a question I've answered before, but I'll answer it again. It did receive the most upvotes. It's just because it was something silly that I was thinking about. Let's take the most non-threatening and easiest boss in the game and just give him like this WWF Attitude Era personality, and he shows up with a steel chair, and you hear JR going, "By God, it's Pin. He's got a steel chair. By God, that's a human being. Damn it." You know, that sort of thing. And it just kind of stuck because it's funny. And then someone I apologize to the mod maker, but someone did actually make a Steam Workshop Pin with a steel chair workshop mod for the game, and which I have not tried, which I feel bad about because obviously it was done for me and I haven't done it yet. I don't think the Ultra Secret Room is here, but you can at least see if there's something interesting. There is a Timid Rock, okay. The red key does give you a lot of good opportunities. It's most of the time you're gonna come up short. You're not really gonna get much, but occasionally you do spawn the random item room, the random devil deal, or something like that, and it's always rewarding when you do so. I tend to find shops and planetariums of all things more so in the red rooms than anything else, than anywhere else. I don't think our movement speed's fast enough for me to get into the first room. After touching the Temperance Machine, we can bomb our way into the vault, which is going to save us 2 keys, and I think it's worth the 2 bombs. The 22 cents now. Okay, well, here we go. This is where we would have absolutely loved to have that Hangman card, but what can you do? Oh, you jerks. Yeah, we're not going to be able to. That's way too much HP before our first devil deal. Hopefully we get flying in the devil deal. We can go back and check those chests. The golden key here, and the way that October's been going, it's nice to be able to kind of expect us to be able to make up that HP that the game robbed us of. It's been unseasonably generous lately. And again, that's what has me nervous. Things have been going too good. There is a red door here, and it's below it's below a special spawn. And like I was just saying mid-sentence, and there you go. So it's another example of the Ultra Secret Room being adjacent to the diagonal gap that's bridged between a red room there and a special room. So even though that this Tetris room over here is not a special room or special spawn, it's still touching it's still being bridged by a red door that's touching a special room. And in this case, it was the vault. So find another Ultra Secret Room. We're 2 for 2 so far. That's real good. It'd be real nice if we can get a run that's just 100% accurate on our Ultra Secret Rooms, because that is a big boost in your run's ability to get carried, or at least have a good amount of options that you don't have to worry about much. I mean, you can get very powerful out of these red rooms and Ultra Secret Rooms. Look at that. We just get a free speed upgrade, man. Now, our tears rate is below base Isaac level. It's just barely below, but it is still below. Base Isaac tiers, and by base Isaac, by the way, for those of you who might be new, means just the regular version of Isaac, just Isaac, not Judas, not Eden, not anybody, just Isaac. He is what I compare all my stats to, and that's why I say base Isaac. And his tears rate is 2.7, so we are slightly under that. Not a huge deal though, especially with us having Eye of Belial. Booster pack. Get booster pack. Okay, well, at least we can get the Chariot card to go get those red chests, or at least check them, and we got a zero Devil Deal 100%er. Yep, so this is how you fail a 100% deal with the devil. And there's going to be people who are being pedantic out there. Is like, oh, you still got the devil deal. You didn't fail. This is Victor logic. Okay, well, if we go off of, did we get a devil deal item, and does that qualify as a devil deal? Did I actually get a devil deal? And my answer is no. Now, why would I feel like that? Well, if you think about it, did we go in there? Could we have done this floor without getting a devil deal? And would this floor have changed at all? If we did or didn't get this devil deal, what's the difference? We're still leaving with no devil deal item and no devil deal precedent. So if we didn't get a devil deal item on the floor, did we really get a devil deal? Did we qualifying for the door opening or not? No, we didn't. I rest my case. Another tinted rock over here, man. My definition of getting a devil deal is not just the door opening. It is us actually getting the item, or at least having an item to choose from. Now, obviously, there are devil deals where I just don't take anything because they're just bad sometimes. And I would still at least qualify that as, quote, getting the devil deal. At least we got a devil deal because we had a chance to get a devil deal item. It may not have been the item I wanted, but hey, at least we had a chance to get an item, as opposed to a devil room with no item in there. I mean, we've been doing well with the red key. I kind of want to stick with it here. Let's see what trinket we can get. It's only half price. Could use a couple bombs, but not worth it in my opinion. Still think a late game silver dollar is very valuable, especially if we end up somehow coming across Keeper's Sack. That would be nice. What are you? Nice Emperor card. We can hold on to that for a while. But with it being over 10 minutes on floor 2, I don't think we're going to make the boss rush. I would have to immediately pop the Emperor card. But I mean, we're not even in caves right now, so yeah, just forget about boss rush. Playoffs, boss rush? Talking about boss rush? Thank you, Jim. There's only a few people who's gonna get that joke. And curse the XL. Well, if there's one way we're going to make up lost time, that's getting an XL floor. And again, this is the worst time for us to get one, with us having not gotten a devil deal on floor 2 and then immediately going into floor 4. So we've already skipped one devil deal at least. And that is just one of the many perils of having an XL floor. And now picture this. I want you to imagine this really quickly here for those of you who still say that there's no downsized XL floors. Keep this in mind, all right? If you really do truly believe that, then I want you to chew on this for a second. We have the red key. Up until this floor, we were 2 for 2. We were 100% completion rate on finding the Ultra Secret Room. It is now impossible for us to go 3 for 3. Why do I say that? Because we're on floor 4 now, technically. It's combined floor 3 and floor 4, okay? So even if we somehow find the Ultra Secret Room on this one XL floor, we can never have the most possible Ultra Secret Rooms that the game would allow in a regular run that didn't have an XL floor. Does that make sense? Do you kind of see what I'm talking about now when we're talking about hating on XL floors? That is one of the reasons why XL floors just suck. Because they remove things from the player's run. They remove special rooms. It removes opportunity, and I don't like that. I don't like things that remove opportunity to win. Okay, it just makes the game a jerk. So even if we find the Ultra Secret Room, which it might actually be over here, even if we do find that, right, and we go through this entire run, okay, how many floors do we go through usually in a regular run of Isaac? Thank you, game. Game decided that we don't have enough DPS to complete this room. Ooh, Brittle Bones now. Brittle Bones. It's going to give us a much-needed permanent tears up if we destroy all these bone hearts and for the rest of the run as well. So how many floors do we usually go through in a regular run-of-the-mill Isaac run? Was it like 13 total or something like that? You see, you've got the basement. You got basement, caves, depths, womb, cathedral. So that's 8, 9, 10. So about let's say 10. 10 if we're just going to Blue Baby and nothing else. So if we were to maintain that whole the 100% completion rate for the Ultra Secret Rooms on a red key run, then we should. Oh my gosh! See, this is what I'm talking about, man. The red key not only gave us the Ultra Secret Room, which was here, but also giving us a devil deal. So the red key made up for the fact that the XL floor took a devil deal away. And we're going to take the mark here as well. You know, I love... Oh. Well, I mean, come on. We can't get rid of red key now. Red key made up for the lost devil deal, and that's just... game just hearing me. Saying, oh, complain about not getting a devil deal, huh? Well, watch this, you nerd. So I'm not taking the devil deal yet because I want to get rid of these bone hearts. This tears upgrade is worth far more than just taking Guppy's Paw. So I would rather use all these for a boss kill, but we still have a chance of making boss rush. As crazy as that sounds now with this XL floor. So we get rid of all of our Brittle Bones parts. We're going to take Guppy's Paw temporarily. Just so we have a Guppy Touch. And now let's go see if we can find the boss. So anyway, going back to that, to wrap up the XL floor discussion, because we're just circling the wagons. I mean, it's the same things. I'm just trying to illustrate points to people who still do not agree with me. And I'm not trying to sway your opinion. I'm hopefully elaborating and clarifying the reason why I feel like this. I mean, that's part of my job anyway. So if we assume that a regular run to Blue Baby is just without any frills, no hush, no extra bosses or anything, it's 10 full floors total, right? We could go, that's 10 Ultra Secret Rooms that we could get. Now, if we have an XL floor, it's automatically -1 from that. So the maximum number of Ultra Secret Rooms we can have here is 9 on this run. If we go standard. If we get another XL floor, it's going to drop it down again. That's not even including the devil deals. That's not even including the secret rooms, super secret rooms, shops, other special spawns that we could get. All that being taken place by the game, giving us an XL floor. So there's many reasons to not like XL floors. Now, if you're doing speed running or if you're doing Isaac races, then XL floors are an absolute godsend. But we're not doing Isaac races. We're just trying to win. And whenever something interrupts the flow of that, I don't like it. I don't like it, especially when it's totally arbitrary and just determined by RNG. Jadali's going to give us, hopefully, a couple of soul hearts. Yeah, we'll get another needed tears upgrade. Now, the nice thing about Brittle Bones, focusing on Brittle Bones now, is that Brittle Bones is going to be... the tears upgrades that it gives us does not count against the tears cap. These are just all... It's just all extra cheddar. And yeah, we did not get a devil deal here, so that's another devil deal taken. And no, I don't count. That's 2 devil deals now that have been robbed from us. I don't count the one that we just got. We only got that devil deal because of the red key. Anyway, we'll put a peg into that one and move on. Another nice thing about red key is that even if you don't find the ultra secret room, you still stand to find like a possible shortcut. You know, like we can go. I don't know what's on the other side of that wall, but we can go straight to this one over here. It could have been the right way. I don't know. I've never seen these maps before. So if we can burn through this floor, we have a chance of making boss rush. This was at the cost of us skipping the shop, though, on the last floor, which was not ideal, but who knows where that shop would have been on an XL floor. So kind of hedging my bets that we're going to make boss rush in lieu of taking a shop. Oh my goodness. We get quad shot here plus Eye of Belial. That is massive. Really, really, really hoping that we can find Keeper Sack. That would be mint. Oh, here we go. Look at this. So here's the shop, and it's, again, there's a diagonal with a red room that's bridging it right there. And this time is not the Ultra Secret room. I am going to take the Spirit of the Night. Spectral Tears are very nice, even though technically speaking, Eye of Belial does give you kind of Spectral Tears in a way. Strength card. Strength card we can use temporarily if we do get an actual devil. Oh no, that was a teleport. Yeah, we've already been in there. Grab this. Well, we have flying anyway, but the Emperor card still is going to be pretty clutch. I mean, it always is clutch here. So, and the possibility of us getting the boss rush is quickly diminishing, but there's still a chance. There really is still a chance. A great room in here to have flying at least. Soul Heart. Get a Temperance Machine, which I'm just going to ignore. Temperance card. There we go. HP upgrade. We already know that it's a little brimstone in here. Nah, we don't need a little brimmy. Let's save that for a better devil deal. Curse the Maze. Okay. The Curse the Maze is trying to trick us in thinking that this was the right way, but we've been bamboozled, team. We found the Ultra Secret room. This is one of the cases where it is not adjacent to any other room. I just did this just on a whim, and wow, that's incredible. Now, obviously we didn't take Boiled Baby because Boiled Baby is real bad, but all the same, that's, again, this is just it is a very easy example of why I say that, you know, it's not, the rules of Isaac are not concrete. And we get a Krampus fight. Well, that's gonna pretty much seal the deal for our non-boss rush having ways. Puppet Coal would have been an amazing drop forest game, but oh well. So boss rush, the boss rush dream is dead. We can now go at least back into the vault here to see what's in it. I did take the 4.5 volt to give us a slightly higher charge rate for our red key, the red Kizzle. And I do think that the vault... I think the vault's going to be activated. It's adjacent to a red room, and I think that we're going to be able to get into the vault and save the keys. Not that we need keys, obviously, right now with 15 of them, but it's always good to think about that. Now I'll just ruin. I will go down to 15 game. Why 15? Well, because it's the that is the minimum for a premium item in the store. And remember, we have the silver dollar still, so that's going to allow us to get extra shops, and that's really, really valuable. So money, money, money. I don't want to spend all our money on a fortune-telling machine that's not going to pay out. And again, talking about, look at this shortcut here. Just saved us a little bit. There's our full card, but fortunately it's too little, too late. Unless we get Mama Mega, we still could technically get Mama Mega. I wouldn't turn it down. Another question from last week was submitted by Quentin Snowfire, which did not receive any upvotes, but I'll still read it. Quentin said, "What do you find the most common complaint that you see about your gameplay style in Isaac, and why do you think people disagree with you on it?" I mean, the most common complaint is the lowest of hanging fruit, which is the fact that my playstyle is perceived as very boring to watch. To some, not to everybody, just to some. A lot of people don't like the sort of conservative approach of making sure that we just take the best items whenever they're available, and don't really branch out from what I know and love. And it's you know, I don't get hung up over stuff like that. People can feel that way, and that's fine. It's not going to affect me one bit. I don't really. It's not that I don't care about people who don't like my playstyle. It's just that I'm not going to change the way that I play the game. A game that I've played for the same for many over a decade now, years. I'm not going to change it just because some people don't like it. It's what works for me. I get to take just a nice, most of the time anyway. I get to take a nice, relaxed approach to Isaac. And just implement the rules and the sort of the basics that I've constructed for my playstyle over the last however many years I've been playing the game now. And it is nice to be in sort of like a routine with the game, but I do at least recognize. We have everything? We got everything. Should take a stab at the secret room, which is not going to be there. We got 20 bombs. We could get some more soul hearts here if we get lucky. I do recognize that some people don't enjoy that, and there's flashier channels out there that do highlights and spawn in items that they just to show how crazy the game gets. And that's fine. Like if that's their jam, that's on them. But that's not me. Eat Twanky. I've always done kind of things my own way in everything in life, and will continue to do that just because it may not be the most optimal, it may not be the most fun, but it's what brings me enjoyment. Sometimes you just need routine in your life. Sometimes keeps you grounded. It prevents you from really letting your mind wander. Person Maze, you are taking the piss right now. I was going back there to get Shiny Rock just so I could get a little bit of extra money before we go down to the next floor, and now I'm not going to. So I'm not gonna chase your tail, Curse the Maze. I will not. So it definitely appears that we are not going to have a broken run this time around. And I'm hoping that the red key gives us a banger. Go for it. I'm going to open this door right now though, just so we can open up two doors instead of one. I use the reverse chariot card here, make this room a little bit easier anyway, especially for the boss phase. You can move, as you see here. You can move with the reverse chariot card, but you have to kind of tap it. It also doesn't last very long. The reverse chariot, really, honestly, the reverse chariot card's only good for buffing your tears rate if you have rock bottom. That's about it. But yeah, you know, it doesn't bother me that if people say that, and you know, and if people don't like what they're seeing, they just simply unsubscribe from the channel. I don't want people to, obviously, and I like to switch it up every now and then, to a certain limit. I will say I do have my limits of switching up. It's any given run, right? It's any given Sunday, any given run for an Isaac run. It all comes down to what opportunities is the game presenting me, and is it worth straying from the norm, straying from what I know is at least safe to do? Oh, we took Damocles, a hook, you know, like, oh, the TM trainer. You know, I'm not just gonna take an item just because it performs better on YouTube. You know, that's my priority is to win, and you know, and some people feel that with the original win streak and with how the Repentance Plus era and stuff goes, they feel that also kind of limits my gameplay, which is honestly fair. That is a fair conclusion to make. That if there was not a win streak counter or anything like that, I honestly would play way more wackier. But I also, at the same time, though, in my defense, it also brings me the equal amount of enjoyment to play the game the way that I enjoy, while also hopefully teaching new Isaac players that there are different ways to play it than just the crazy wacky, oh my god, look at this, we spawned in, you know, what happens when you get 100 quad shots, 100 mutant spiders, you know, like that sort of thing. And like, you know, there are other ways to play this game. You can be strategical about it. You can be safe and conservative with your play without having to sort of force items to work, without looking for a god combo. You can win in any situation if you have the right mentality and the right gameplay and skill to go there, but also the right luck as well. Now, obviously, with me and my luck being cursed the way that I am, I have to compensate in other ways, and that way is just been playing this game a whole damn lot. And, you know, self-deprecation aside, I am better than most people at Isaac, I would say. But that's not because I'm particularly gifted at video games. It's just because I played this game for so much, and I enjoy that. That's what brings me joy. So, you know, it's no knock on people who like the wild, crazy runs, who like the YouTube shorts that spawn in a bunch of crazy stuff just to show them content that of how crazy Isaac can get. It's just my style, and I'll always do my style no matter what. And that's why I enjoy it. That's the reason why I played a Prot Warrior, Night Elf Prot Warrior in World of Warcraft, when that is in PvP specifically, which is not the norm. I like doing not norm stuff. I like creating my own norm. Let's put it that way. I'm a Sinvicta normie because that is me. And you know, and I don't know if part we should not have been hit there. I don't know if part of that's just being a Taurus or just my nature or whatever, but I am very stubborn, as everyone knows. See if the super secret room is right. Yeah, it is, and we can get rid of this red heart. So this allows us to maybe get a tap or two. Okay. Well, at least we can activate Polar Invincibility here. Wow, I can't believe that got through. Gears upgrade, absolutely needed here. And Whore Babylon is going to get rid of our red heart so we can keep our perma Polar Invincibility. And it gives us a little bit of damage, which is nice, especially for Ibelau. Joseph Sneed 7524 which was the bottom comment on last week's video. The day 564. How's it going, Invicta? It's going great, Joseph. How you doing? Thank you for keeping up such a long comment streak. We've got a lot of OGs in the mosh pit who've done some incredible achievements with their comment streaks, and it helps out the channel. You know, it's not just me idly saying that, saying, "Oh, like, comment, subscribe." You know, it is truly invaluable to supporting channels here on YouTube. Even just a little comment that says "Hello, it's Invicta" or something like that. That's enough for it to register in the algorithm as engagement, and that makes the algorithm go, okay, people are watching this video and commenting about it. I should show it to more people. Maybe more people can comment on it so we can get more money. And by we, I mean us as in Google and YouTube, not we as in Invicta and Google. I wish it worked like that. But yes, technically speaking, more engagement does equal more income, monthly income for myself. But that's not the only reason why I promote liking, commenting, subscribing, blah, blah, blah. Because I like to see the channel grow. You know, we don't the sub count doesn't move very much over the years anymore. And I'd like to hopefully reverse that and maybe one day hit 1 million subs. That was never really a goal of mine, but seeing other channels that started way after me and they hit 1 million subs in like a year is crazy to me, because I'm used to the very slow growth of my channel. We had an explosive growth back in 2020, 2021. 2022 started slowing down, and then the last, I would say, 3 years or so, it's slowed down even more. It's difficult whenever you're a mono channel game to find something that will help you break that mold. And part of that is also on the creator too. I mean, whoever runs the channel. I mean, if I was only motivated by greed and by money and engagement and playing the algorithm game, then I would have dropped Isaac as soon as the Repentance hype died down, and try to hop on like the next, I don't know, like the next Fortnite or Minecraft stream or something like that. You know, like just chasing trends. And I've never been like that. And unfortunately for the algorithm game, I still enjoy playing Isaac, because it's one of the few games I'm still pretty good at. And whenever you're good at something, it's hard to break that sort of mentality of, oh, okay, let's go play something else, when I can just continually just beat a game over and over again, and then coming up with new ways of having to try to figure out, like, okay, now how am I going to beat this one? You know, and that's why again, we talked about Eden a couple episodes ago. That's what I love about Eden runs, is that it does force you to get into that mentality of, well, okay, well, we got ourselves a situation. The only guarantee thing is that we have to win. That's what it boils down to, is that no matter what the odds are, no matter what the game decides to try to hit me with, the objective never ever changes. It never wavers. It's still to win. I want to win. I want to beat the game. I do not want the game to beat me. And that's what keeps it fresh and entertaining every single time for me whenever I open up Isaac. Of course, I don't feel like playing Isaac every single day. I'm not playing Isaac whenever I'm not recording or streaming. And that's also good, because that means I won't burn myself out. Like, I'm kind of burning myself out on Megabonk, if I could be totally honest with you for a second. I played so much Megabonk in the last 2 weeks. It's actually kind of a problem. I now have over 75 hours in Megabonk. Like, it's real bad. Oh, wow. Okay, 2 bone hearts here. Let's go back. Let's focus back on this run. These 2 bone hearts mean that we can get permanent tiers upgrades because we have brittle bones. Brittle bones. I gotta start doing that now. I have to copy Perna's Jerry Jones. You never know where this Invicta multiverse is gonna go. So we got permanent tiers upgrades there from Brittle Bones. Brittle Bones! It's going to be impossible to not say that now. Just like Just like Bloms. I can't look at Blood Bombs and say Blood Bombs now. I gotta say Bloms. What they are, they're Bloms. We did not find the Ultra Secret room here. We can take another stab. There is a diagonal room next to the arcade. And it's a curse room. Pandora's box. We can take Pandora's box and get a guaranteed angel item on the next floor, and I'm just going to do that. So we thank you, Red Key. Thank you for saving us at least partially on that XL floor with the Devil Deal. You did great. Did great. And honestly, I'll say no matter what happens, Red Key is definitely the MVP because we would not have Eye of Belial. Imagine where this run goes if we didn't have Eye of Belial. We'd be hurting. All right, Spirit Sword guy. We didn't get this via Isaac Madness or anything like that. Legitimate Spirit Sword appearance here. So rejoice. We have taken your beloved. Now, I'm not a fan of Spirit Sword most of the time. Everyone knows. I think that it is a neat item, but it's a dangerous item to try to use. The Whirlwind attack is great. If you want to see what it does with Quad Shot, there you go. So it gives you multi-little whirlwinds, which is neat. But it's not what I would say is top tier, not even upper tier of Binding of Isaac items. Us keeping Quad Shot and Eye of Belial was the play, but I am doing this for Spirit Sword guy. Wow. This is specifically for Spirit Sword guy. And hey, that's just another reason to forge an identity in the Mosh Pit comments. You might get yourself an episode dedicated to your whatever like streak or whatever comment streak you're trying to go for. Your obsession. I mean, look at Spider Mod guy. He became a legend in the Mosh Pit. And then he left us. We've had a lot of Mosh Pit OGs come and go over the years. People in the comments who are calling themselves, you know, Spirit Sword guy, Spider Mod guy, days since Invicta's Greed Machine was accidentally reset guy, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's what having a community is all about. It's still a word that I don't like to say, but it's just so overplayed, you know. It's such a buzzword. I love this community. Never trust a streamer that says I love you guys. No, just don't do it because they don't. They don't. They only love the fact that you give them income. You know, I like the Mosh Pit. I'll never tell everyone I love you, Mosh Pit fam. You know, it's disingenuous at best and just straight up lying at worst. And it's not me. I'd rather tell people exactly how I feel about them. How I feel about you is that I really appreciate you supporting my channel, being here, making the Mosh Pit for what it is, watching the live streams. Some of you even buy merch. The patrons of the Mosh Pit, highly valued and highly needed to support the music projects, and also of course the randomizer project too, which is still going strong. Big update. Those of you who are on the Patreon, lots of patch notes, all kinds of stuff. And we're just going to keep building on the randomizer app to be the best Isaac focused app that will exist. And I think we're going to do that. So we definitely did not get what I would call a a banger of a run. But we got a run. It wasn't a bad run, but it certainly was not what I would consider a good run. But it was a fun run, though. We got to talk about stuff. We got to have some Ultra Secret Room shenanigans, and then Spirit Sword guy got his comeuppance a little bit there with the pickup right out of Pandora's box too. Of course, we had Brittle Bones. Oh man, this is a great combo here. 4.5 volt plus pinging shears. We don't even need honestly do anything except dodge, which is gonna be a little difficult since we're totally invisible right now. But hey, that's just Isaac, baby. And that is your Saturday run of the day. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you again everyone who's been supporting the Mega Bonk series as well. And those of you absolute lords out there who watch both series and like and comment and subscribe on both of them, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for all the support. Thank you for stopping by the live streams, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's here on YouTube, or just checking out some of my short form content, whether it's on YouTube Shorts or even coming over from TikTok. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like P. Catons, Yanis, Alvin Sheldon, and Christian Carter. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.